morning and welcome back to DakotarWolf's Storytime. It has been quite a while, but today I really wanted to share with you my thoughts on why some people just should not become nurses. So obviously we've all had good and bad experiences with medical professionals, and we've all had experiences that left us wondering why the fuck did this person choose to join the medical profession? It must have been the money, because they clearly don't care about their fucking patients. But I digress. Or do I? It's kind of on brand with what I'm talking about here. So yeah, let's do this. And I know a bunch of people are going to show up late because I had it set for 10:20. But I got off the bus a little earlier than I thought I was going to. And I got to wrap this up by the time I make it back to my house. So, because there's no privacy there. It's loud as fuck, and there's no way that I'm going to get it done by then. Like, once I'm there. Anyway. So, I just came back from, or rather I'm on my way home from a doctor's appointment. And, putting aside the fact that I almost cried because I have a $25 copay, which may not sound like a lot to you, but as someone with chronic health issues, that means I'm going to have to ignore a lot of my problems this year. But now I am digressing, because that's not the point of this video. So, back on topic. They sent me all the way back to room 7, which made me think of when the number 7 used to mean something to me, and I thought it was like a sign from God or something, which actually happened on my first date with my partner. Yes, I'm digressing again, but this is kind of a cute side story, so let me just humor me, okay? And then the nurse walks in and says her name is Miss Diaz. And so on top of, I don't know if you guys know this, but I met my partner through a web series in which he played a character whose name was Diaz. So the fact that our first date, we got the number 7 on our receipt, and I was sent to room 7, and then my nurse came in and her name was Diaz. Good vibes, right? And she was like a super, super sweet lady too. You know, she was a very, very good nurse. You could tell why she got into this profession, and like, she clearly cares, you know. Most people, I feel like, would be not too happy to be working on a Saturday, even a rainy one, although in my opinion I love the rain. But I'm getting off topic again. Anyway, so she asks me my height before she puts me on the thing to do my height. I take off my shoes, I stand up there, I put my back against the thing, and she confirms, as I told her, that I'm 6'1". And this prompted me to recall a few years ago when I was getting a physical done for a job that I was starting, working in a group home. And at this physical, the nurse there is the exact opposite of the nurse that I had today. She definitely, I don't know. I don't know if she was just having a bad day or if she really just should not be a nurse. But she went to take my height and she goes, "Please stand up straight." And as I'm starting to stand up straight, haven't stood up straight yet, because it takes me a moment to straighten my spine, because I'm very used to hunching over, to be honest, because I'm so tall. And just to make eye contact with people, I'm like, so as I'm starting to straighten up, she slams the thing down on my head and tells me I'm 5'11". I'm like, fuck you, I'm not 5'11", I'm 6'1". And now, all these years later, not all these years, but like 3 years later, I have a good nurse who actually lets me straighten my spine before checking my height, and there we are, 6'1". So the moral of the story is really that some people shouldn't be nurses. Another example of this is actually when I was pregnant both times. And this is in the same hospital system as the appointment that I just had today. So like clearly there's some good nurses and some bad nurses. But my first pregnancy, I remember when I was in labor and they had me kind of hopped up because I couldn't get the epidural. So they had me on Stadol, I believe that's what it's called. They had me on a drip that was keeping me drowsy. And when my water broke, I thought I peed myself because for hours they told me I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I struggle with like bladder issues. So the nurse, I hear her go out in the hall and fucking giggle with her little nurse friend. She thinks she peed herself. Like, fuck you, bedside manner. Fuck you. Then the second pregnancy, same hospital, even the same delivery room, I believe. A nurse comes on shift in the evening who's just not, honestly, you can tell from the start she shouldn't be a fucking nurse because she's got a bad attitude. She hit me in my pregnant belly with the bedside table because she needed to move it out of her way. But like, you need to be mindful. You literally hit a pregnant person in the belly, in their stomach, where the baby lives, with a table. Fuck you. Anyway, all this is to say that while some people should never, ever become nurses, there are a few good ones out there. Shout out to Miss Diaz at Wyckoff. I don't know if she goes back and forth between different places, so I'm not gonna. Anyway, thank you, Miss Diaz, for giving me hope in nurses again. Also, shout out to my sister who is a nurse. Well, two of them have nursing licenses, but I think they're doing administrative stuff now, both of them. And then one is a vet tech, which is like a nurse for animals. So shout out to all of them for giving a shit about their patients. And thank you all for listening. Remember to lead with empathy and don't become a nurse if you can't care about other human beings.